Happy 2022! It's our first episode of the year, and it's a dual episode on apples and exotic pets. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show, and thanks for maybe checking it out for the very first time. If you are doing a resolution to listen to more podcasts or learn more trivia, and you came across this show, congrats, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe so you never miss a new episode. We've got over 1,600 at this point. You can listen to it anytime. There's no paywall. It's always going to be a free show, and it's a bunch of fun in short little segments. Today's first episode of 2022 is all about apples and exotic pets. My family and I were playing a game from, I think it's 2009, called Trivial Pursuit. You bet you know it, something like that, and you have to wager on who will know the questions. So not only do you have to answer the questions, the other players get to kind of bet if you'll get it right or wrong, and it adds this gambling element to it. It's really fun. If you could find it at a thrift store like I did, I highly recommend it. But they have these great cards that have 6 questions on a category. So I'm going to read you 5 of those on apples and 5 of those on exotic pets. And if you like this style of dual trivia topics all on one episode, both on one episode, you can listen the rest of the week. We've got other categories like airplanes and sugar, NASCAR and diamonds, insects and jingles, and telephones and Sesame Street. So I thought that'd be a fun way to kind of kick off the year with this first week of dual titled and themed episodes. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve. We had some fun stuff with the family. Big family visit over the last couple of weeks at my house. Did the good old-fashioned family Christmas get-together, and they stayed for 8 days, so it was a good time, and we are just getting back to our normal routines and schedules and things. If you have a late holiday party you're looking to book, maybe some entertainment, maybe some virtual stuff with some bingo, some game shows, some trivia, think about Trivia with Buds. Go to my website, triviawithbuds.com, and hit the contact form. Tell me what you need, and I would be happy to host that for you in the month of January or even February. All right, we're going to jump into these questions on apples and exotic pets right now. Here we go. All right, here we go with some apple trivia first, followed by some exotic pet trivia. And hope you dig the brand new bed music that is playing over this episode while the questions are being asked. This is once again music from Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech, which is a kind of royalty-free musician that I've been using over the years for different projects and things. And you can find all of the info at incompetech.filmmusic.io. And there's thousands of songs on there, I believe. Kevin MacLeod, this one's called Neon Laser. So if you like that, that'll be this year's background music. All right, here we go. Question number 1. Which state produces the most apples? Is it New York, Washington, or California? Number 1, which state produces the most apples? New York, Washington, or California? Question number 2, what Fiona Apple video features the singer writhing in a wood-paneled, shag-carpeted room? Number 2, what Fiona Apple video features the singer writhing in a wood-paneled, shag-carpeted room? Number 3, what year did Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak found Apple Computer Incorporated? Was it 1966, 76, or 86? Number 3, 66, 76, or 86 for Apple. Number 4, who stole the golden apple from the garden of the Hesperides? Number 4, who stole the golden apple from the garden of the Hesperides? And number 5, for apples, what baseball team's stadium features a giant apple that pops out of the center field stands when the home team hits a home run? What baseball team is that? Number 6, we're now on to exotic pets for this dual-themed episode. What city's birds gained fame in the documentary The Wild Parrots of Telegraph Hill? Number 6. What city's birds gained fame in the documentary The Wild Parrots of Telegraph Hill? Number 7. Who was attacked by a white tiger named Manticore in 2003? Who was attacked by a white tiger named Manticore in 2003? Number 8. What pets were given as gifts by Britain's Queen Victoria? Was it cockatoos, corgis, or ferrets? Cockatoos, corgis, or ferrets? Number 9. What kind of pets did Joey Tribbiani have on Friends? What kind of pets did Joey have on Friends? And number 10. What have people been arrested for doing to toads in order to get high? Number 10. What have people been arrested for doing to toads in order to get high? Those are all your questions for the first episode of the year on apples and exotic pets. We'll be right back in just a second to see how you did. We are back with the answers to apples and exotic pets. Thanks for listening and playing along. Now, here's a couple different ways to play this game if you are brand new to the show. You can write down the answers and give yourself just a little quiz by listening to the show and write them down and then check them when I give the answers and see how many you got out of 10. I have quite a few listeners who will tell me, hey, I finally got my first 10 out of 10 listening to the show in an email. So you can do that and always let me know. I love hearing scores and things like that. You can find me on social media at Ryan Buds or Trivia with Buds and just about everything. And then ryanbuds@gmail.com is a direct email. Another way to listen to the show is with friends. You can kind of save up 5 episodes and treat those 5 episodes and 50 questions as a trivia night where you guys are playing together, maybe you got like 10 people and you got pairs, 5 teams of 2, and you want to do something like that. That's fun to do too. And then I would say the third biggest way people listen is like on a road trip or some sort of traveling expedition, in your headphones or in the car to kind of pass the time, yelling out the answers to each other if you're in a car packed with people, etc. So those are just a few ways you can play this game. And if you have any other inventive ways that you use this podcast to entertain yourself, let me know. I would love to hear about it. Okay, here are the answers for apples. Number 1, which state produces the most apples? Is it New York, Washington, or California? It is Washington. You might think the Big Apple has something to do with New York making the most apples, but it is actually Washington. Number 2, what Fiona Apple video features the singer writhing in a wood-paneled, shag-carpeted room? The song is called Criminal. And if you are a Fiona Apple fan, you probably knew that one. I don't think I could name one of her songs. I remember when she was very popular. It was like Fiona Apple and Tori Amos and Jewel and everything, but Fiona Apple and Criminal was the answer. Next question, when did Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak found Apple Computer Incorporated? It was 1976, the second of those 3 choices for question number 3, 1976 for Apple Computer Incorporated. And number 4, who stole the golden apple from the garden of the Hesperides? That is Hercules. It was his 11th of 12 labors, Hercules stealing the golden apple from that garden. Then we had number 5. What baseball team stadium features a giant apple that pops out of the center field stands when the home team hits a home run? That's a New York-based answer. It's the New York Mets. So there you go. If you're looking for a New York-friendly question, the first one was not New York, but the 5th one was the New York Mets. Number 6, we had exotic pets starting off this second half of the episode. What city's birds gained fame in the documentary The Wild Parrots of Telegraph Hill? That is San Francisco. San Francisco. Number 2, who was attacked by a white tiger named Manticore in 2003? That was Roy of Siegfried and Roy, which I believe was predicted on a Simpsons episode before that, if I'm not mistaken. But Roy, and I think Siegfried and Roy have both passed away now. The third question here on this card, or number 5, 6, 7, 8. This was number 8 on your list. What pets were given as gifts by Britain's Queen Victoria? Cockatoos, corgis, or ferrets? The answer was ferrets. Here's an armful of ferrets. If you meet that queen, now you got to take care of them. That seems like a hassle more than a gift. The next one was, what kind of pets did Joey Tribbiani have on Friends? It doesn't mention Chandler here, but I think they were Joey and Chandler's. But I guess Joey had that apartment longer after Chandler moved in with Monica. It's the chick and the duck in the New York City apartment. Chick and duck. And your last question, number 10, for exotic pets, What have people been arrested for doing to toads in order to get high? Licking them. NPR reported on one family with a dog addicted to licking toads, says this card from 2009. All right, there you go. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Hope you had fun and hope you learned some fun stuff. I have one more thing for you. It's called the Fact of the Day. And we do these at the end of each episode just to kind of grab your attention, give you something to say at the dinner table or breakfast table sometime. Here's your fact of the day for today. The famous line in Titanic from Leonardo DiCaprio, where he says, "I'm king of the world," was improvised. And you may be surprised to see which other of your favorite lines from movies have been improvised. Just give it a Google search. That's a good category for trivia, maybe a future episode. I'm king of the world, not in the script, but Leo decided to yell it out. And there you have it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend about the show, and thanks for leaving iTunes reviews if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.